Everyone. I'm excited to be back with you today to show you my first design team project for the Spring Summer Graphics Fairy design team. I'm really thrilled to be back on the team. I just love the Graphics Fairy images. There are just so many. Now, I have been given a free membership for the premium site, and that's where these images that I've used have come from. And they have just a real variety of bundles you can choose from, and what they give you are typically some background papers. So this is one of the ones from the bundle that I didn't end up using. They give you typically some ephemera, and this is printed full size, so you can of course resize them to fit the size of journal that you do. In this particular bundle, the Parisian pinks, they also give you some washi tape. So this is great because you can print this on sticker paper or vellum, and it will look like, washi tape that you would purchase in the store off a spool. And then typically there are tags of some sort. So I have used these throughout the journal so that you will see them. But you can see that there are lots of different images that you receive, lots of different types of things that you receive in your bundles. And so this is really a great kind of one-stop shop to get all of the things that you need for a journal that you might make. So in this particular journal, I have made one of the flip-flop journals that you see a lot of people making now. I have seen them all over YouTube, and I've been dying to try one. And so I thought it was a great idea to do that for this first project that I'm making. And so this journal is made from 4 envelopes. So you can see the top here is made from this smaller envelope. And let me show you just really quickly how I put this together. There are some tutorials or kind of how-tos on YouTube. I found them to be a little bit confusing. So I made mine fairly simply. So with this first long envelope, all I did was stick this inside like this. Then I took the smaller envelope here and I attached the flap like this just to the back of this envelope. So all I did was glue that like that. So there we go. So that's the first thing that you do. Then the next 2 envelopes, what I've done is opened them on each end. And then all I did for this one was attach it like this. And of course I used glue. Let me just stick that down. I of course used glue to make sure that they were well attached. And then I just folded it back on itself. And then for the next one, again, I just took the flap and just stick it here. Again, using glue to make sure that everything stays. I just attached the flap to the end. And so you can see that that is the journal that you're going to see here. And so you can see all the different places that you can attach a signature through this. So let me show you how I transformed this 4 envelopes into this. So I have used a variety of the Graphics Fairy bundles, and I'm going to list them down below, but some of them come from the Parisian pinks that I just showed you, some from the Tattered Treasures, old Paper Printables, French Ephemera, Cottage Wallpaper. So a lot of the bundles, and I've just kind of mixed and matched everything. So on this, I have just tied it with a little bit of twine, and this journal is a little bit shabby, a little bit grungy. I've used a lot of the aged tape here. I've used this rusted bulldog clip at the top to keep the flap closed. And when I made mine, this top envelope, I cut here so that when you open it, it flaps open, which I'll show you, but you don't have to. You could leave it like this. You could open it at the side and have an insert that would go that way. You could open it at the top to have a tag go in the top. So there's lots of ways to create this particular journal. So I have one of the really pretty images from the site here on the front, this little blue bird with some really pretty florals. And I have a vintage page at the back there, just covering the envelope. And inside, so it opens like this. On the inside, I have just a few scrap bits of paper that I've used here. Some of them just, you know, some avocado dyed paper that I had, some dyed tracing paper, some dyed graph paper, and so on. I've done a little bit of stamping here. And then I have backed the envelope with this vintage paper. And you can see, so the envelope I've cut here and here so that it can flip open. And I backed it with, again, some vintage, this time it was ledger paper. And I've added a couple of pockets here. This is just dyed tracing paper, and I've added a little bit of trim, and then I've just put a few little tags in here, and these are all from the Parisian Pinks bundle. You can see one of the tags that I've cut out. And then the other thing that I did, so not only did I use these particular bundles, but I also just did a little bit of a search on the site for flowers, and I came up with a few really pretty images, one being of course the front cover image, and then I found these vases of flowers, and so I've just backed them onto some craft colored cardstock, and these are great little journaling cards. I just thought they were really an interesting shape and just really added something a little bit different. This is a vintage ledger page. And then I added some full-size images here, just as journaling cards. I've got some rusty paper clips. And this is one of the images, so you could reduce the size of this to make a journal cover, or further reduce it to make a journaling card. But I've left it full size and then just backed it with some of the old paper printable. And I thought this was a great place for some journaling. Here I've done a flip of some avocado dyed paper, but I've also added to the kind of folded portion a few extra sheets. So this is just a little booklet on the side of that particular flip out. This is a great printable from the old Paper Printables bundle, and I've just added a pretty tab here with some vintage doily and a little bit of trim. I've done a bit of a stamp there. This is just an envelope that I've put in the center of the signature, and then this is one of the printables. And you'll find all of those printables listed below. Here is a flip from that old Paper Printables. And then I've also used some of the florist bundle images. And this is a really pretty old photo from that bundle. And then I've taken some of the paper from the Parisian Pinks and just created a tab. And then that's another image from the florist bundle. Added lots of trims here. And this is this second envelope. That's what this is. And I've just backed it with some of the really pretty Tattered Treasures paper. And then I've just got an old vintage letter that I've inserted there. And on the side here, I've added some just some ledger paper. This is new ledger paper that I had, and I've just coffee dyed it and torn it out of the book, and it's just got a really nice kind of edge here. Lots of the tape that I've used. And then on this side, sorry, let me just close this. On this side, I have added a pocket. Now this is baking paper, but you can get the same effect if you go to the Old Papers bundle. There are lots of vintage looking background pages, so you could print that onto vellum and get the same look if you don't have the baking paper. But there are also, as a part of that Tattered Treasures bundle, some great background papers that I've used throughout this journal, just as really pretty collages to make these backgrounds. Again, a little bit of an old vintage doily, some trim, and then I created this tag with an image from, I believe that's from the Florist bundle as well. A little bit of tape, a little bit of craft paper, and then just a bow, and it's a great journaling tag. Another vintage paper that I had. This is a printable from that old Paper Printables bundle. On the back here, I've printed just one of the florals that I found on the site. I printed that at 100%, and then I just cut out part of it to make this really cute pocket. One of the tags from the Parisian Pinks set, and just another from that set as well. And I've just added a little bit of trim across the top. This is from the Tattered Treasures bundle, and I printed it on vellum. I just really like that beautiful paper, and I just like the way it looks just printed on vellum. Another trim there. This is from the Old Paper Printables as well. You can tell I love that bundle. If you don't have vintage papers in your stash, these are great printables to have. So I've added a tab there. This is the center of the signature, and I've done a flip out here. And the other side of that ledger paper. Here on this side, I've got a smaller version of that image from the front, and here is the background paper as well. And then I've just got a few printables from the French Blue Ephemera kit. So this really pretty, I don't know, are they violets? Are they forget-me-nots? Maybe. I'm not great with flowers, but I just love that image, and I thought it was a great journaling card. And then this, you could use that in a larger size as a book cover for your journal. And then this image has always been one of my favorites, and I just printed it full size, and it's a great journaling spot as well. So even though there's lots in this journal in terms of inserts and trims and so on, I've also left lots of space with some journaling cards and some full-size pages as well. Isn't that beautiful? That's from the Cottage Wallpaper collection. I just love that. It's so vintage looking. The beautiful roses. I've added a bag here, and I've got a little tag that I've made. Here I've done a stamp on a die cut. I just thought it was really pretty with the pink. Goes so well with the colors in here. And then on this is a vintage, the other part of that vintage ledger that I showed you earlier. This is one of the postcards, and I just searched postcards I think on the site, and there's a great printable. It has this kind of greeny color, and it has some kind of more vintage kind of cream colored ones. I think I used one further on in the journal as well. Another of the tags from the Parisian Pinks kit. And then I've created this tag using one of the Tattered Treasures background wallpaper images. I've added a little pocket here from some embossed cardstock that I have, and then just a little bow up here, and it's a great place to do some journaling. Another vintage image, another vintage paper here, and another one here. And I've just added, so this is a music paper printable from that old, I think it's from the old Paper Printables kit. And I've just added some trim and a little tag here with a little tie. So this is the center of the signature, and I've just left it full so it's a flip out. And then on this side I made from one of the Tattered Treasures papers, just beautiful paper. I've made this envelope, just, you know, I don't have anything in it, but I just thought it was a great addition. And then you can see this was that printable from the Parisian Pinks, and I've just left it full size again, and did a little bit of avocado dyeing on the back of it, and it's a great spot to do some more journaling. Here I've just got in this flip out, this is a vintage, what are these? A calling card, I guess this is. And I love these vintage ones because you open that and there's the person's name in there. I just thought that was so pretty. It's a great addition. The colors are perfect for this. The other side of the bag, and I've got another one of the tags from the Parisian Pinks kit. Here is more of the old ledger or old Paper Printables paper. This is the composition book paper that I've printed here, and just added one of the images from, I think it was the French Blue Ephemera kit at the top here, and some staples and some of that aged tape. Another place for more journaling. And so this is the back of the journal. I've left it blank. Here on this side I have one of the printables. It's a book cover, pink book cover. I believe it's from the Parisian Pinks kit as well. And this is the other vase, floral vase that I found when I just searched flowers. You can see that. I've just added on top, and just another tag from the Tattered Treasures kit. And this is just a little folder. I've made some pockets here, and just some printables from the kits that I've mentioned. And this is the ledger paper that you can print from the old Paper Printables kit. And I've just added 3 sheets in here, so lots more journaling space, and some more journaling cards. That was the other postcard from the one I mentioned earlier, and this is from the Scents and Soaps collection as well. So you can see lots of different collections, and they all blend together so beautifully. This is a square doily that I've made into a little envelope, and a little die cut with a stamp, and then this is another image from the Florist collection. Here is another printable that I've used, and you can see how well they blend with the actual vintage papers that I have in this journal as well. This is a little envelope, a seed envelope from the Florist collection. I've just got it clipped over. I thought that was cute with the notes on the back. Some vintage ledger here. Again, some of the background paper that I have printed onto vellum. And another of the old Paper Printables here. Here I have, and I've just folded it so that there's a pocket at the bottom. That's another of the Florist images. And then on this, I've just done some embossing to add another of the tags, and another postcard, and another tag that I've made from the Tattered Treasures background paper. And On the last side here, another of the tags, I've used my Tiffany stamp and then another of the seed envelope images. And then we're back at the front. So that is my design team project for this month. All of the bundles that I used will be listed below. And I really encourage you to go and take a look at the premium membership site. There are just so many wonderful bundles and images that you can find there for your projects. And I look forward to seeing you again when I come back with my next project.